Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live. I hope you're all keeping well. Excuse me. Sort out the scenery in the background. Uh, So, I hope you're all doing well. Uh, it's been an interesting 24 hours here in Ireland, but everything seems to be back to normal now at the minute, so good. So, we're just going to chitty chat while we're waiting for people to start rolling in. Jude is here. Hello, Jude. How are you keeping, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Uh, I must give you a ring during the week, actually, Jude. Somebody told me about there's an army surplus store up around Portlaoise. If you want to travel up that way sometime, and we'll have a cup of coffee and have a cup of tea and see what rusty treasures we can find in that surplus store. So yeah, Andrew Scott, Andy Johnson. Hello there, John. Hello, Andy. Is that my Andy? Scottish Andy. I know you were having trouble. If you are, Andy, you must have set up a new account because you're not registered as a moderator. Because the moderators show up blue. So I'm just here trying to tidy up my bits and bobs. As always, while the live stream is on with you. Greetings from Texas. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Robert P. How are you? Yes, that's me. Right, so hang on a second now. Let's fix Andy. Add as moderator. There you go. Andy has now been promoted. So yeah. Joe Signs. Yeah, all good. I've been in that store. There's not much in it. Mostly work, and tools. You see, people like Danny and the boys plan on coming over. We plan on doing a bit of a trip, maybe next year in the off season, and I want to bring them to a surplus store. So where is the best surplus store in Ireland? Because there's not really much when you think about it. So I don't know where we can go with them. So how Texas? Is there anyone further than Texas, guys? Robert P. I hope you're doing well. It must be very early for you in the day, Robert, over in Texas. Evening. Steel Helmet Stan is in the building. Hello, Stanny. How are you keeping? I hope you're on the DDRT tonight, being Friday. Put you aside. So the plan is we have a couple of bits and bobs happening the weekend. We have a headdress of the world coming up, and we also have a SAS item coming up on videos for the weekend. So let's hope 2 p.m. over here. So let's hope people watch them, because I've been putting a bit of effort into them. There's some crapping surplus places in Texas. Yeah, I don't know what it is in Ireland, whether the market's not here or what. You have antique shops and things like that, but specific militaria shops, you don't have them here. I know when I go to England, you have specific militaria shops. There's one near where we stay in Hereford, called War and Sons. A lot of high-end stuff, top-end stuff. It's not a sponsored video, by the way, YouTube. So they have a website, but in relation to, you have some very famous shops in England. Regimentals would be another one. Silverman's, Epic, Soldier of Fortune, those places in England. You don't have anything like that here. If Jude can think of any fairly good ones, I don't know off the top of my head. Few DDRTs just got a M Mark II British helmet off a mate for free. Very cool. Very cool. When you get stuff for free, it's always very nice. Now I don't know if I showed you this on the live last week, but it's an army cap badge, a silver one. I found out a bit more about this. These were actually they're actually sterling silver. So there you go. And they were senior NCOs ones, and they were given, or sorry, not senior NCOs, NCOs and permanent soldiers, because you had a very big LDF or local defence volunteers at one stage in Ireland. They had the gold ones, whereas the permanent lads had the silver ones, which I did not know. So there you go. So yeah, so as I said, we've been busy. Ireland has been absolutely nuts for the last 24 hours, if any of you are watching the news. So hopefully that has all calmed down and things like that. So yeah, so how have we all been anyway? I hope Danny said, I was on the phone to Danny there not so long ago, so he said he'd be coming in. I hope to be sending away some Christmas boxes this week. I know I've been promising them for a while. There's one going to Jim Timber, there's one going to Stan, there's one going to Danny, and there's one going to Andrew. So guys that have participated and helped out with the channel over the years. There's some Christmas boxes going to them. We are up on 1,400 odd subscribers now, which is fantastic. So we'll just keep chipping away at it, and we'll be at the 2,000 before we know it. Hello, great friends. How are you now? And that's from Terry Savalas. Hello, Terry. How are you? I hope you're keeping well as well. So yeah, so tonight's video is a bit structured. So what we're going to talk about, guys, is I want you to ask about stuff in my collection that you've maybe seen in previous videos or seen in the background and stuff like that, and we'll talk about them. So there you go. So that's the plan. If another plan I have for the weekend is I need to badge up my new SAS battle dress that was kindly given to me by Danny Reese. It's a Steve Kiddle one. If any of you know who Steve Kiddle is, he's a very, 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 very top end reproducer of World War II militaria. He's done an awful lot of film work with his reproductions. His battle dresses, second to none. They're probably the best ones if you can get them before Panther Store. Yes, Terry, they are SAS wings. I'll show you a little tip that I didn't know until the week I was told about it. So we are badging it up to 2 SAS, and I will have my other one as 1 SAS. Now these are a lot of a better quality compared to my other ones, so I'm happy with that. And my wings are, if you don't look at the wings, they're actually the padded version. So if you look at the wings, the SAS wings, right? You see this is straight. It's their World War II ones. If there was a slight little curve in them here, they're later or post-war. So if you ever see SAS wings and you want to know whether they're post-war or World War II, that's how to look. The French wings as well are very, very similar. So they're a fantastic job. So I need to pin them on so I can stitch them on at some point in time during the week. So what have we got here? Top quality stuff from him. Yes, Steve Kiddle. Steve Kiddle is fantastic. Did I show you this last week on the live? So it's an austerity pattern battle dress tunic. Fantastic job, and I was kindly given it. They are an expensive piece of kit if you do have to buy them, and I don't believe he makes them anymore. So I'm on the lookout now for a pair of pants for them. This old helmet. At some point, you're going to have to open your own museum. I'd love to. I would love to. I'd love to open up my own museum, but never say never. It could be done. Butty88. Does anyone know if Jenk is still making World War II German headgear? I don't know. I don't really do much SAS stuff. I come from Terry Savalas. I came across a pin from Division Das Reich on eBay, a post-war German veterans pin. The German trader asked for €15. Is that a lot? I don't know, and I tend to stay away from German World War II stuff unless I'm with somebody that has more knowledge than me, because I don't have that knowledge of them. My SAS, or sorry, my German World War II stuff is very, very limited on what I have. I have a couple of reproductions and I have original death cards or mass cards, whatever you want to call them. But I try to stay away from the World War II stuff. Not saying that eventually later on in my collecting career that I won't dip my toe in it, but I just don't know enough about it at the minute. I know Steelhammer Stand there a couple of months back purchased an original is it M35 or M40 German World War II helmet off of another YouTuber. So when you're, if I could give you any recommendation or anything to say about buying German World War II stuff, would be definitely go to a reputable dealer, the likes of Regimentals, the likes of Warren Sons, which is just outside Hereford. Regimentals have a shop, but I believe I have to make an appointment for it. YouTube, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just giving people names. Definitely go to a registered dealer, auction sites, things like that, because they do the research and they have professionals and guys there that know about them. So that's your best bet. Kiddle Smock. Yes, Kiddle makes Denison smocks. Steve Kiddle makes Denison smocks. Now they are very expensive. They're up on £400. But they're the dogs, you know what, when it comes to stuff like that. And eventually I will, fingers crossed, try and purchase one of them, because they don't lose value. Why did people always wear denim battle dress in Dad's Army? Their cartridge bags also different. They turned out to be binocular bags. It's we have myself and Danny are very, very lucky to have a friend of ours, and a member of Les Parachutists, which is a group that me and Danny are affiliated with. Dickie Bass, and Dickie Bass is a props guy, costume guy for movies and stuff like that. And we asked him actually that question one time at an event, and quite simply what they can get their hands on at the time. If there's good reproductions and stuff like that, or even if there's bad reproductions, and cost. Some film makers and stuff like that will not budget the cost of these items. What Dickie was saying was, say if he gets a job, and whatever, he looks at the script, looks at what's needed, he could have 20 or 30 mannequins all set up in all correct costumes, put an awful lot of work into it, everything 100% correct, and the director or whoever, the set designer or whatever, could turn around and go, I like that, I don't like that, I like that, I don't like that, that's going to look good, that's not going to look good. And that's how they come up with stuff like that. So when Dad's Army was made, I'd say it was literally what they could get their hands on. I wouldn't say reproductions and reenacting of World War II in any way, shape, and form was popular at that stage. I think the first videos or the first filming of Dad's Army was in the 50s and 60s, so a lot of guys were still there. I know some of the writers from Dad's Army were using their experiences from the war in that series, shall we say. It's a fantastic series, but that would be a reason why the Denison or the denims and their ammo boxes turned out, or their ammo pouches turned out to be binocular cases. So there you go. I hope that answers your question, Terry. Do you know Hello Hello? I do know Hello Hello. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do know Hello Hello. Butty 88. Helmand vs. Humberg is very good at World War II German military. There's a guy I watch him on YouTube. He's an old boy, but it's all SS daggers and things like that he collects. Down in the basement, I can't remember the name of his channel. He seems to be a top quality guy. He knows his stuff. I need to. There is a Norwegian guy. He's a big German collector. I can't think of his channel off the top of my head. But yeah, you specifically need to look at stuff like that. Yeah, I bought an M40 and just bought an M42 from the same guy. Both times I got a second opinion from a very reputable top YouTuber, so felt confident. That's exactly it. We've all been stung. Everyone's been stung. I've bought stuff that I thought was original and turned out to be wrong. It's research, books, and more books. Danny will tell you there if he's still around. When you're building an impression for reenacting, even when you're building an impression to just put on a mannequin, it takes a long time. Research. A video I have coming up over the weekend on the SAS. I've been doing that piece of equipment for probably a year now at this stage. Not far off a year anyway. Before I was happy with it. And thankfully I was got information from a veteran who did serve in the Falklands, and he told me what they used and what was where and stuff like that. So it's loosely based off of what he had and what he told me that they did. So veterans is one way to talk and get information and stuff. Books is another. But research, and a lot more research. Hey, Kenny. Oh, Kenny snuck in there. Hello, Kenny. How are you? Everyone is saying hello to Kenny. That fella. Oh, okay. So that's the ledger runner. Listening and working on a custom bed in the shed. Kenny, are you in trouble? Have you been sent to the doghouse? Juice Stein, don't rule out just finding stuff in random markets and bric-a-brac shops. I've come across awesome stuff in random spots. Exactly. Second-hand shops. Like second-hand shops is a big one, especially if you're putting like civilian. I hope to be doing in the future an IRA War of Independence. What an IRA man would have looked like, or my representation on an IRA man, because when you go to reenactments, for some reason they have them all in Irish volunteer uniforms, which is no. They were a guerrilla army. They didn't all wear Irish volunteer uniforms. Yes, in the initial outbreak in 1916, they probably did, because they wanted to be a standing army. But then when Michael Collins came around in 1919, he changed. The tactics completely changed. So hopefully that'll be coming up, and I hopefully plan on doing a British security forces, undercover British security forces in Northern Ireland in Banner, roughly in the late 70s, early 80s. So when you're looking for stuff like that, second-hand shops are ideal. Bric-a-brac shops are very ideal because they don't know what they have. In Ireland, somebody told me in second-hand shops they won't sell camouflage. So I don't know how true that is. Gabriel, he pops in and every now and again. I'm in contact with him. He actually managed to pick up an Irish desert smock in a second-hand shop in Belfast for like 20 quid. They're worth over £200. So that was a fantastic catch. So always keep your eye open for stuff. I think it's Steel Helmet Stan. He's a avid book reader and collector. and he finds absolute fantastic deals on books in second-hand shops, in Tesco's. In England, they have these swap second-hand books and stuff like that. He's gotten a few books and things like that, so always keep your eye out for stuff. Tracy Fowler's Buddy 88, expensive Wall Sky. All German stuff is expensive. All premium German, British, any Japanese, it's all expensive. It's all premium stuff. There's no cheap stuff when you're coming to that type of stuff. Hello and Dad's Army are both, excuse me, from the same makers, Kraft and Perry, the producers. That's what it says on the patch of my Dad's Army uniform. Oh, okay, didn't know that. No. David saying hello to Stan. Sorry, I'm missing a record of stuff there. Thomas Whitman is the dealer who's on. That's the lad who you're on about. But that's the guy that does be down in the basement opening up stuff and things like that. Stan is saying hello to David. David, good evening. You have to work at this to get it half right. Exactly. It's always a challenge. You're take the SAS Jeeps in particular. The back of those Jeeps and stuff like that, and even so the back of those Jeeps have two extra fuel tanks, one on either side. There's copper pipes that run from them and the whole lot and down through the body, and they actually used part of the front radiator to protect those, or front grill to protect those pipes. Danny has that done to his. He's got Bren gun taps to turn on and off the taps or the pipe, even though they don't work. He could technically pipe them into the engine and give himself two extra fuel tanks, but he doesn't. So like he when he built his Jeep to SAS spec, he actually managed to get original plans for an SAS Jeep and follow them to the letter. So yeah, it's the detail. Some guys will just throw an impression together and look like a bag of hammers. Other guys will absolutely, to what is in their pockets, they'll go to that much detail. And personally myself, it's the smaller little details I like. Uniforms and boots and hats and things like that. Yes, they look nice. Yes, they're an interesting thing to talk about, but they're a big part of an impression. They're a big part of a mannequin. They're a big part of a collection. Whereas the smaller little things, the pocket fillers, what did the guy have in his pocket? What did he have in his wallet? Things like that. That's what did he carry in his backpack? They're the interesting things that I like to come across. Tricevalis film tip on YouTube this week. POW The Escape. David Carrington plays the American prisoner of war who is in Deer Hunter like camp and then suddenly escapes. Available free HD. Okay, let's look that up. POW The Escape. Buddy 88, yeah. Extremely expensive. I'll emphasize this again. All German World War II stuff is expensive. It's a very, very sought after collection or time frame to collect. I used to recommend guys, if they wanted to start collecting items, like to get into the collection of stuff, collect Afghanistan, to collect the war on terror, because that stuff was cheap and it was a dime a dozen. Everyone had it. Veterans all over the place. You can still get it. Still, you can still can, but even that stuff now is starting to creep up in pricing. Cold War, East and West German stuff. At one stage, very, very cheap. You could buy a shirt or a pants for a $5 or a $10. Starting to get very, very expensive now as well. So everything is creeping up in value. but looking for cheaper dealers. You see, cheaper isn't necessarily always better. When you see something like whatever, uh, just something random, a hat, helmet, whatever, and you look at it and it's £20. Original World War Two. Okay, I'll just show you on this because it's easier because it's right here. Right, this is an original American M1 helmet from World War Two. It's a reconditioned one, but it is original. All right, so you look at a helmet, right, from World War Two. Take an M1, right? So the actual helmet, is the helmet original? Yes, it's an original shell. But then you can go into smaller details. The net on this is an original because it's actually the knot. Each part of it is tied. It's not the modern ones where they just slit the material and stretch it, right? The chin strap is original. It's got the original stitching. It's actually stitched onto the bills. The liner is original. There's a mark on here on the inside of it from manufacturer. The liner itself, the actual sweatband, is original, non-issue or unissued original liner. So that's the most original World War II helmet you're going to get. I actually have paperwork on this. That M1 helmet now, as it is, with the net, the liner, and everything on it, is you're pushing nearly €300, I suppose. All right. So let's break this down. Right. So you get a cheaper thing, €20. You might get an original shell, but the chin strap isn't original. The liner isn't original. The net isn't original. Okay. You get €100. You might get original shell, original liner, but no webbing on the inside. No, the chin strap might be missing. So it's all about what you want to invest in. Like, you could buy an original helmet for cheap, but when you start putting it together for something, shall we say, a premium display piece, that's when it gets expensive. That's one aspect, I could say. So then you have something like this. So this is an original RUC riot helmet from the start of our banner, right? So these initially themselves are expensive because they're rare, because they're made of cork. They're an actual motorbike helmet that were converted into riot helmets. So what are you looking for? You're looking for what makes it more expensive. Now, roughly, this helmet you're talking 200 or 300 sterling just for this helmet, right? So what makes it more expensive? The visor. It's crystal clear. It's not scratched up. It's not been beaten. It's not destroyed. The liner itself inside it is fantastic. It's no sweat marks on it. It's been signed. I don't know if you can see it just there. It's actually signed by the owner. It's got its original label on the inside of it from the motorbike manufacturer. The cork is in good condition on the inside. So that all adds value. That all adds value to the helmet, to the item. Whereas you could buy it without the visor for cheaper. You could buy it with a perished cork on the inside of it. So that's do you understand what I'm trying to say? That it's all about quality. There's another example. So this is the last pattern of the British RUC Bobby's helmet was worn in the north. So you have Queen's Crown. So Queen's Crown, you need to check the Queen's Crown is correct. this one is stamped by the manufacturer here on the sweatband, but it's a leather stamp. So has it got that? It's got his issue number on the inside of it. There you go. It's got his issue number on the inside of it. It's got the date of manufacture, if you see it there, 78. Size 5, which is huge. This might even fit you, Stan. Like the seam makes it the last one, because if you look at the middle one, shall we say, in the group, there's no seam, right? Now, this one cost me about £150. It's pristine, not damaged or anything like that. This cost me £20. This is the older version of that. So why is this cheaper than that? Because it's got damage on it. It's got damage on the bill. It's got damage on the back of it. It's got damage on the liner on the inside of it. But it is original. See, the stamp is there. It's got the Queen's Crown. And it's got its issue mark just there on it. The officer's number. So that's why that was cheaper. Then we go to this one, which is the oldest of the lot, King's Crown. So you can actually date them. This one doesn't have any marks on the inside of it, so therefore I got it a bit cheaper. Now most guys, when you are buying stuff off of them and you're talking to them and you're discussing items with them, is you can haggle with them like that. So you're looking at it and you're not going to tell him the first one there's got the marks on it, it's clean, it's got its issue number and stuff like that, because he mightn't even know that. He doesn't look at that. But the second one, so you're looking, there's a damage here, there's damage there. How much are you looking for it? 50 quid. Nah, look, it's too badly damaged or whatever. Give me 20 quid for it. See what he says. You can only say no, you know. Haggle. One second now. We'll try and catch up with where we were. Jude Steins. Do the dealers have £1 and £5 piles at events in the UK? Those piles can be treasure trove. Yeah, they call them a poncho display, or a poncho sale. So they'll literally just have a piece of poncho or a piece of canvas on the ground. They'll bundle a load of stuff on it, and you just rummage through it. 58 pattern helmets, 38 pattern. You do come across them. I have been stuck in traffic and noticed some things interesting in the window of a charity shop in South London. Soviet era officers, Giddle grey coat, £15 back in the 90s. Yeah, like if in hindsight, if I had the knowledge I had now when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, the collection I would have would be fantastic, because the stuff was a dime a dozen and it was easily find. Yeah. David picked up and bought it. Picked up the jacket and bought it. Yeah, that's it. German stamps and photographs are cheap. Again, Terry, I don't know, because I don't really collect German stuff, so I can't answer that. Where have we got? Parked. Terry Savalas, Dave from Kill Bill is that one. I'm not sure what you mean by that one, Terry. Andrew Fox, how much did you pay for your Northern Ireland British Mark IV helmet with visor, John, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, at the time I bought it part of a collection. I've got other items with it. I got that helmet. I got a normal Mark IV helmet. I got a set of 58 pattern weapon. I got a truncheon. think that was all it was in it. I think the whole deal cost me £150. The helmet alone is nearly double that. The Mark IV helmet with the right helmet. They're getting very, very expensive. I think the last one I seen sold on eBay, which wasn't in the best of condition, I think it sold for like £230. So yeah, so they are getting up there. Buddy 88, thank you. I don't collect German World War II military. It's just so expensive now. It is. The hobby is getting very expensive. It is getting very expensive. Terry Savalas, the Irish people in Boardwalk Empire made you laugh. Jimmy Demergy was an American World War II veteran. Which that crime series? Watch that crime series. I must actually. A lot of Irish in the First World War on every side. Australian, American, British. Lots and lots of Irish in the First World War. This old helmet. I have a ton of stuff from Afghanistan. I know lots of vets like me who do. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I have friends. Danny's an Afghan veteran. So he has a huge, massive uh, war on terror collection. I actually did a video on his collection at the Living History UK Festival last year. He had an entire tent and everything in it, from the start to the finish of the war on terror. So yeah, so it's getting expensive as well, and the stuff is starting to get harder to find. From Steelhammer Stan, my German World War II medal collection pinnacle is an Iron Cross second class. The cheapest medals are still affordable War Merit Medal, Clasp, West Wall, etc. Still in the range for normal people. Yeah, there's still a lot of German stuff is still is. I was looking there not so long ago at the Mother's Cross. I can't remember the correct name of it. It's a cross that was given to mothers who had sons that were in the army or in the service, and there's different stages. Things like a bronze, a gold, and a silver. And I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head if they were given to mothers who had lost sons in the war. It was £70. £70. So it's not unreasonable, shall we say. Then again, I didn't pick it up because I don't know much about them. Terry Savalas, nice M1 US helmet. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, that's. Oh, sorry, it's over there. That's one of my. I have my World War II helmet stuff over here. I have M1 Pacific one. I have an Finnish M35 because they were made on the same presses as the German ones. It's just a cheaper version or cheaper way for me to get one of them. I have a British Brody helmet. I have forgive me, is it Steel Helmet Stan kindly gifted it to me. But hey, I'm knocking everything. Bulgaria. I was going to say Belarusian. It's Bulgaria. Bulgarian World War II. M36C. Helmet's original World War II. It's the paint is post-war. But yeah. And if you look at the style of it, it's very German-esque. I know, guys, for displays, I think Stan does it. He gets these because these are still cheap enough, and you put a cover over it for World War II for a German. Yeah, it's a cheap alternative for a mannequin or something like that. This old helmet, nice M1. Thank you, Dave. Nice lid. Thank you very much. Steel helmet Stan. Hello, Stan. Kojak talking now. Terry Savalas. Hello. Terry Savalas again. Steel helmet Stan in the Dirty Dozen. The final mission, I only wore an inner liner helmet because my head was too big, Stan. But I have already lost 4 kilos this week. There was a series as well called Combat. American series called Combat. One of the main actors in that only wore a liner because he did not want to wear an M1 helmet, so he only wore the liner. So watch that series and try and figure out which one it is. Tracy Valles, good on you, mate. Still understand. Have you ever seen Benny Hill as a soldier? Benny Hill did national service, if I remember. So lots of famous guys, comedians. Billy Connolly was a para. I only told you blow the doors off. He was a Korean veteran. Who else was there? Spike Milligan was a gunner in the artillery. Suffered from shell shock for a lot of his life. Lots of them all did their service. Lots of them all served in the war. We've gone again. Nothing fits Stan. No, that's not nice. Some things fit Stan. I challenge my helmet to fit my. I challenge any helmet to fit my loaf. Never in all the British Empire. I'd say that Bobby's helmet up there, Stan, would fit you. Because it's huge. It goes down past my ears when I put it on. Fit it all the way on. Stan and Ollie in the army. That's interesting. I never knew RUC wore Bobby's helmet. Yes, they did. They did. They wore them up until the late 60s, early 70s. They're known as the Derry and Belfast helmets because that was the main two towns they were worn in. But yeah, they were worn. Then again, anyway. So many questions here tonight, lads. You're doing well. On a serious note, can anyone check out my Instagram page? Same name, still understand. I've been offered a bit of ordnance and I can't find out what it is. Don't want a live one. Oh, okay, well, I'll have a look at that now on my face then. Stan and Ollie once made army laugh films just like Hobart and Costello. Old style US Army humour, but good. Dave, there are always piles of shit for pounds and £5 and such. You can sometimes find treasures, but mostly it's junk. Yeah, sometimes. Steel helmet Stan, I'll check there for you, David. Good kill. I'm not sure now, Dave, which helmet you were talking about was a good kill. Do you also have a cigarette box from the war? I do have a few of them. Get them there now, one sec for you. Is the Royal Irish Constabulary item popular? Yes and no. Royal Irish Constabulary is a lot more popular down south than in the north. RUC would be a big one in the north. RIC. So you have two different branches, for those of you who don't know. You have the Royal Irish Constabulary, that were disbanded in 1922 with the foundation of the Irish Free State. And you have the RUC, which was founded in 1922 to police the 6 counties that the British Empire are still rent off us at the minute. So there we go. But RIC would be more popular in the south. RUC would be more popular in the north, collecting wise. Mother's Cross was for having babies for the Third Reich. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, well, I seen one of them for 70 quid. I think it was a silver one. Mother's Cross is with Adolf's autograph on the back. Still understand. Lisburn Stan. Something like that, Terry. Stan has a medal for head size. Oh, one of those ABBA singers was Lumsden Kid. I remember reading about that, but I can't remember which one it was. The old Bulgarian M36, I still got 4 of them. A, B, C, C1, like them cheap bits of World War II history. Exactly, that's what they are. John, do you also have U.S. beanie cap, U.S. Army beanie cap from World War Two? No, I don't. I have modern day ones and stuff like that, but I don't have World War Two ones. Likely the helmet was too heavy for them. Yeah, that's what I know. That's why your man in combat wore it, the liner. He didn't want to wear it. The French, this is from Jude. The French original Great War Adrian helmet are still fairly reasonable. I noticed they are. They are. It's got to do with quantity as well. Like the quantity of stuff, like helmets, World War Two helmets, British, French, and American are still fairly plentiful. There's still warehouses of them. The German ones not so much because at the end of the war they got crushed up, they got turned into coal shuttles, they got turned into civs, um, which is in its own right is a collection. People collect them as well. Um, so yeah, so they are. It depends on demand and it depends on what they can get their hands on. Um, there's a famous guy in America. He's a dealer and he's famous for absolute knockoff crap. Um, like SS shot glasses, Nazi Christmas decorations, Nazi toilet roll, things like that. Um, so it's about supply and demand and what people want. Um, Steel helmet stands biggest head in the north of the equator. Tres Valles. Terry is also the one combat episode. Terry played the Greek soldier in Oh, okay, didn't know that now. Juice Line Scotty from Star Wars was a D-Day veteran too. He lost a couple of fingers. Did he? I didn't know that now. Can I see the DVD box of yours again? That is behind you. DVD box. Oh, so my go-to DVDs is kindly given to me by Andrew Johnson. Tour of Duty, Vietnam, box set. Very, very good. This is the complete first season. I think there's another 2 seasons after this. That's that one. I have the complete collector's edition of Band of Brothers in the tin. Um, I think these are the director's cut ones as well. And I have the collector's edition of the Pacific in the tin box set as well. I will have to be getting the new Masters of the Air one that is going to be coming up soon. I believe it's going to be released in January or something like that. So yeah, so that's the DVDs behind me. Band of Brothers, yeah, Band of Brothers is there. How many war movies do you have on DVD in your collection? Believe it or not, that's all the DVDs I have. I have a hard drive with a lot of other war movies on it. And I have this one, which is a pirate. That's 13 strong, is that one. So, yeah. Jude Steins, yeah, I agree. The Adrian helmet is still affordable. I have noticed on eBay some of the prices are a bit over the odds. I reckon 70 to 80 max. Okay, cool. Limited tin edition Band of Brothers. Yeah, 13 Strong is a good film. It is a good film. There you go. That's my movie collection back there behind me. I used to have lots and lots of DVDs, but DVDs started getting popular. I still haven't found my remote for my bloody little DVD player yet. Wherever the hell it's gone, but we'll figure it out. Right, guys. So we've been on for 49 minutes and 16 seconds. So the usual for the last couple of minutes. So you can start firing some questions at me and we'll see what happens. My favorite one is The Longest Day. I was actually thinking about this. Myself and Danny were chatting yesterday, because he sent me a link to Tunes of Glory. If any of you remember that movie, that's a good movie. What I really like those classic British ones, and I have a few of them. I was thinking like you Bridge Too Far, Bridge on the River Kwai, Sink the Bismarck, In Which We Serve, The Enemy Below, The Longest Day. There's so many of them. They're so hard to pick, and then you've like The Hill with what was his name? Oh, James Bond. Another guy who was a war veteran as well, actually. Oh. So there's so many of them that they're hard to figure out. Like they're hard to remember. Um, I like to have DVDs in a collection, like a book collection. Yeah, I just don't have the room at the minute for DVDs. Maybe at one point in time I will. Like I have an entire bookshelf over here with books. This is all helmets and headdress. I have more on the wall. I have more behind the camera. I have some on top of this. This is down here actually. There's more actually hidden in there. I don't know if you can see them. More modern stuff. Um, so yeah, so I need more room. I need more room. I have a mannequin here. I have a mannequin there. I have two more mannequins in the attic where I need to dress up. I just don't have room for them. Uh, Walter, that's the guy. That's the guy. Thank you, Buddy. The 88 for that's the guy. Um, I don't know. I shouldn't really say his name on live, or I'll end up getting sued because I believe he's a bit of a nut job like that. Tunes of Glory, great. Pats of Glory, Crick Daniels, even better. Tunes. That, Pats of Glory is Pats of Glory the one about the French mutiny? If I remember off the top of my head. In Tour of Duty is a good soundtrack. Rolling Stones, Paint It Back. All Vietnam movies have fantastic soundtracks. Apocalypse Now soundtrack and that was fantastic. All the Light We Cannot See. Nice World War Two series, John. I do have World War Two series on my hard drive. I have Colditz. I have that on my hard drive. I have Combat is on my hard drive. POW, which is another British series, that's on my hard drive. I've another this World War One series though. I have Anzac, which you can actually get on YouTube. Believe it or not, you can get the whole series of Anzac on that. So yeah, at David, live long with the force. Netflix World War Two movies. See, our Netflix isn't the same as the American Netflix, and I don't know if it's the same as the British Netflix even. Um, the last Netflix movie, obviously, was their new All Quiet on the Western Front. That's a very good movie. Um, Danger Close, I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. Fantastic Vietnam movie from the Australians. Um, Forgotten Battle wasn't gone on it. War Sailor, I don't know if you've seen that one. That's another good one. It was alright. I enjoyed it. I still think Empire of the Sun is definitely one of the most underrated war movies. Yes, actually, I never thought of that one. Empire of the Sun. It's about the guy in the war concentration camps, internment camps. Yes, who later became Batman. Um, there you go, little interesting fact. I still, oh yes, right, yeah. Still understand, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Yeah. Uh, Midnight Caroline, another good movie. Where Trumpets Fade is another good one. If any of you've seen that one, it's about the Hugon Forest, however to pronounce it. Coldest from the 70s is a classic. Yes, great movie, great TV series. Still haven't seen Doctor Strangelove. Coldest 2002 version is good with Damian Lewis. Haven't seen that one. Lost Battalion, another good movie about the Americans in World War Two. Or sorry, the Americans in World War One. in the Argonne Forest. Last Battalion is available free on YouTube. To now, Attack Force 8. Is Attack Force 8? I haven't seen that in a long time. Mel Gibson. This old helmet. If anyone has seen Glory about the American Civil War, the Irish drill sergeant makes the move. Yes. Yeah. Dunkirk. Another good one. The original Dunkirk was a good one. Right, guys. So we've been on for the hour. I'm gonna log off and get myself to bed because I'm actually quite tired, as you can tell, because I'm yawning. So I hope you've had a good live. I hope you have had a good week. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all next week again, same time, 8 o'clock. I know I have to catch my boat to Cuba. Good luck, and see you next time. Army friends, goodbye, and God bless all. Bye. This old helmet. Stay safe. No problem, guys. Stay safe. That American guy from Texas, but was it Buddy88? Was his name? Yeah, Buddy88. Thanks for clocking in and saying hello, and I hope you pop in again to the next live stream, and we'll see you again. So, guys, have a great one. Stay safe over the weekend. As I said, I'll see you all next Friday at 8 o'clock Irish time. So, have a good one, guys.